you have Rosen dropping to 7 with the Bills coming up to go get him and get him out of the green room. Why do you think so many mock drafts have him dropping out of the top 5, top 10, Joel? I mean, where do you stand on this kid, having been around him, I'm sure, as much as you have?
Yeah, listen, he is. Let's take this in 3 parts. You know, on
Sure.
the field, and then the red flags on the field, and maybe off the field.
You got it.
First, on the field as a player, Rich, there's not a better pure quarterback in the draft than Rosen. He's beautiful. Like, his efficiency of movement and the efficiency of the arm motion, the ability to make every single throw. He not only can drive the football outside of the numbers, but he can layer it inside the numbers. He's got a great mind. He can change arm angles. He does everything really well. Now, on the field, the red flags is the durability. You cannot win games from the sideline as a quarterback. And so the fact that he has dealt with shoulder issues and concussion issues, which is a major red flag, that's going to scare some teams away. And then you get to the, quote unquote attitude or personality, which, let's face it, is not going to be a fit everywhere. Josh is a supremely confident kid, not only in his ability, but also in his intellect. And at times that can rub some of these hardcore football people the wrong way. I think that the article he did with the ESPN, the magazine, is going to hurt him because it was laced with contradictions. He talked about the fact that one of the biggest things that he regretted from college was the hoopla about the Trump issue with the hat on the golf course. And he said his biggest regret was using the F word, which I understand. He said, hey, I'm a role model. I regret using the F word. And then all of a sudden he used the F word 3 other times in the interview. And I was like, wait, which one is it? And again, these guys are looking for reasons not to draft you. And unfortunately for Rosen, there's too many of those flags, first with durability and then personality-wise, that I could see him of the top 4 being the one that slips a little bit.
So what was his relationship with Jim Mora like and the rest of the team inside that locker room? Joel?
Listen, his teammates loved Josh. And this... Yeah. Rich, this is such an interesting question because it's such a different love than the love that the Oklahoma players had for Baker Mayfield. Baker was, he was everybody's bro on the team. They loved him like a brother. And Rosen was a little different than that. They loved him because he was their quarterback, and he played hard, and he was tough. But you get the sense that, he floated a little bit as it relates to the strong relationships and the relational aspect from segment of the team to segment of the team, and certainly from the high school era into the college era. There was an interview he did last year before the season that really rubbed me the wrong way and rubbed a lot of his teammates the wrong way behind closed doors. He said, hey, I chose UCLA to mess with people. And he said that publicly in an interview. And I'm not here to disparage Josh Rosen. Like I said, he's a beautiful player. But if you're his teammate at UCLA and you're basically saying, like, he came here because he thought it was a joke and it was funny and he was going to mess with people and he should have gone to USC or Notre Dame or one of these other places, that's not necessarily the way to really, get yourself in the good graces with your teammates. His relationship with Mora, I felt like was good, but I felt like Jim always had to work on it. And he was constantly maybe on eggshells a little bit with us. But end of the day, the kid's a beautiful football player, like I said. And there are some markets and some teams that are going to be able to handle that just fine, Rich. And candidly, I think the Giants are one of those. I think New York is the perfect market for him. I have Allen going to the Giants, but I think Rosen probably should go to the Giants. Because one thing we know about the New York Giants, you can be your own man and your own person and your own brand and still be a part of that franchise. And I think we've seen that in several different cases.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.